world, hello Australia, this is Jamie here, the Cryptokoala. Now today guys, we've got a special guest. His name is Peter Shen and he is from Asura Coin. He's the CEO and founder. Now what Asura Coin is looking at being is a gaming platform that's going to be on the NEO ecosystem. Now mate, good to have you here. I understand that you are based in New Zealand.
Yes, how are you?
Really good. I'm based in Australia myself. So having a NEO ICO that's relatively close to home is really good, hey?
Yes, good. Definitely is good.
So mate, tell us a bit about yourself.
Right, so you pretty much explained everything about me. My name is Peter Shen, CEO of Asura World, looking at creating the first self-sustained, sort of enclosed, self-sustainable eSports ecosystem on the NEO blockchain.
That sounds really good. So I understand that you're from China, originally from China. So
yes.
Have you got some sort of educational background that's going to help you develop this or move this ICO forward?
Yeah, so actually our company is sort of split between China and New Zealand, with our development company being based in China and our development branch being based in China and our operations team based in New Zealand. So that's sort of how we're going to be interlinking the two branches together, creating the platform together.
That's really good. So I noticed as well, you've got quite a comprehensive team. So you've got
Yes.
the marketing covered, you've got your platform development covered, you've got some good advisors there as well. So could you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, so our advisory team is, I consider, quite strong and very targeted at what we're trying to do. In regards to the esports side of things, so we have, say for example, Taylor or Cecilia, who are very involved in the whole gaming industry. Cecilia in particular, she is part of Perfect World, the tournament organizing team of Perfect World. So she has a lot of information, a lot of experience in regards with how tournaments are organized in China, because Perfect World is actually the official partner of CSGO and Dota 2 in China. So if Dota 2 or CSGO wants to hold tournaments in China, they actually all go through Perfect World. So Perfect World arranges for all those things. So her wealth of experience and knowledge in regards with tournaments is extraordinary, and we've entirely leveraged off her past experiences and knowledge and skills and implemented that all into our own tournament platform. That's
really good. You start going into what Asura Coin is. So mate, tell us a bit about that. What actually is the ICO about? What is it?
Right, so Asura Coin is looking at creating something that was not financially feasible in the past. I like to just sort of put a stress on the blockchain part of Asura World, because without blockchain and smart contracts, creating something like Asura World is not exactly financially feasible. I mean, the amount of manpower costs that will go into it would be astronomically high, and until blockchain was introduced, that we can have something like have things just operating almost automatically, therefore making things financially feasible. And therefore we're able to sort of, rather than say find a gap in the market, rather more like putting all the holes together within the market, putting all those sparse platforms that are being currently in the market and putting them all together into one ecosystem, which is Asura World. And I think that is exactly that's what sort of putting this sort of different. I mean, users from a gaming perspective, I mean, growing up with games, been playing games all my entire life for the past 15 years or more, starting from Dota 1, 3 point something, CS 1.3 days. So being within this generation and even sort of stepping into the next generation of esports, has always been a big issue that it's difficult to find a lot of the content online, a lot of things you need online. It's so sparsely separated. So why can't everything just be at one place? You know, I mean, a very simple analogy is if you want to buy a fruit or vegetable, you go to one supermarket and it's all there. You know, you wouldn't have a shop that only sells cucumbers, or you wouldn't have a shop that only sells fruit. You know, it's all there. It's handy. It's an all-in-one.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with Origin or with Steam. These are platforms that I'm familiar with for gaming.
Yes.
I'm currently playing it was called Mass Effect Andromeda. Now this is on Origin, and then you've got Hearts of Iron 4, which is on Steam. Now, to be able to play that on one platform, and to be able to have some sort of incentivization where you're able to get a token for playing and to compete with other people in a tournament, that would be awesome. So I know you get credits, you get virtual credits online for, say, from Origin for playing and for getting achievements. And when you play against other people and say a multiplayer, you get rewards of credits, but actual proper tokens. It would be a big incentive. It'd be really cool, hey?
Exactly. Well, I mean, like, achievements is great and everything, and it's self-satisfying, but end of the day, you can't live off achievements.
Well, I know in China and Japan, you got professional people that are dedicated professional gamers that spend hours and hours, like that's their career, professional gaming. So Asura can open that door to, like, you know, the realms of professional gaming.
Yeah, so we're just literally trying to create a very community-focused platform. Literally, it's just community. I mean, community is our everything.
Definitely. So, mate, tell us a bit about the actual token itself. So how does people get this token?
Right, so with the Asura token, the ASA token as we call it, it's a utility token which enables the user with the tokens to obviously have access to all the services and tools within Asura world, but in the same time, it gives the users power. So the power to self-regulate within the platform, and also to enable self-development, self-evolution of the platform. So the platform actually develops in the direction that the community wants it to develop. So we don't want to sort of hold centralization of decision making or power of the platform just because we're the platform provider, but we actually want the platform to develop the way that the community wants it to develop, rather than asking for suggestions or asking for feedback. Well, why don't we just let them decide automatically from the start?
Oh, that sounds really good. So, because with the I understand with gaming at the moment, with gaming, with any platforms, that is growing. So gaming platforms, it seems to be a growing market. I know there's other crypto blockchain out there that has got involved in the gaming industry. So just say, for instance, with Engine, is it Engine Coin?
Engine Coin.
Engine Coin, and is that one? It's got the that Chile symbol. Oh, what is it? Based over in Germany. Naga Coin? Well, Naga Gaming. Just say, for instance, there's ICOs out there, or there's that are using e-gaming platforms and have tapped into the gaming industry, and they have been very successful, and they've done really well in the ICO. So I guess what makes you stand apart from them guys, other gaming, crypto, blockchain, ICOs or companies, is that you're on the NEO platform. Now, if we've got this right, you guys are the first gaming related ICO that's on NEO?
Yes, that is correct.
So how come you chose NEO? Because I know NEO is pretty awesome. So from your perspective, how come you chose NEO?
Well, I mean, I can get into a lot of technical reasoning for that, but I won't go into too much detail on the technical side. Probably the most prominent technical side of things is probably smart contracts, the smart contracts of NEO. Outside of that, it's more of a business decision. The visionary aspects of NEO, what the sort of the path that they want to take, what they've been doing in the past, what they've been doing currently, and what we think they will be doing in the future, how they're very community focused. It's just more their visions of how they want to develop and how they have been developing aligns with us as from a very business point of view. And that is the reason why we chose NEO. I mean, having all the smart contract abilities is extremely helpful as well.
Do you feel that you're part of a bigger system? Because I guess that's with what I get with other like NEO ICOs. You're part of the ecosystem, so you know that's what makes it different than Ethereum. Is that you're kind of you're a piece and a part of a bigger puzzle, if you know what I mean.
Well, it's more like a smaller community. It's more of a smaller but tight-knit community.
Tight-knit, and you got that support. You feel like, you know, you're appreciated, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Ethereum is huge. So I mean, everyone wants a bit of Ethereum, but you know, at the end of the day, we think that what sort of token you use might not make that much of a distance in the long run. Well, actually, it might just be huge in the long run, but in the mid run, it might not be too, or in the short run, it might not be too big of a difference. But it's really sort of the long term perspective, and also the sort of the alignment of your vision between the blockchain that you're using and also your own company's vision.
Yeah, like the sort of the mindset, the business model, like the culture, like the philosophy and things like that.
Exactly.
You can see similarity there.
Exactly.
Great stuff. Well, mate, we're going to our next question. What is your long-term goal with Asura? So what are you guys looking to achieve in the long term?
Well, esports is this huge growing market right now. It is growing exponentially per year. And so we think in the next, no, not even in the next, in the very near future, esports is just going to start overtaking everything in the world. I mean, the last year's 2017, the league's midsummer invitationals. The amount of people watching that finals was greater than the NBA finals. It's greater than the Super Bowl. You know, these are numbers in the hundreds of millions, and this has never been seen before. It could never even been broadcast. It couldn't even been sort of, no one would have guessed esports would have grown into what it is today. And I can only sort of imagine how big it will be in the future. I mean, you have full curriculums of esports being taught at schools in China. I mean, you have these, it's huge, it's unstoppable, and it will only get bigger. So I mean, Asura is not going to boast and say how we're going to become a monopoly or how we're going to disrupt the industry or anything. You know, it's too big of an industry. But what we want to try to do is we want to create our own market within the industry, our own market of a community, a very self-sustainable community, that where people can come in and they can stay. People that can come in, they will enjoy the community. A very sort of non-toxic, a very sort of friendly, congregated, a mix-up, a mashup of a community of just esports users, where we provide them with all sorts of these services, incentives, rewards, and tools for esports, so that people can just enjoy. People can be enthusiasts themselves. They don't have to be in a toxic environment in a lot of esport games and a lot of esport communities right now. Yeah. And it's just, I mean, we're not looking at competing with anyone. We just want to compete with ourselves, really.
So you just want to sort of establish yourself as, because you just want a piece of the pie, really. And it's good that you've identified you've got a long-term goal and you've got a long-term vision. So you've got a plan in place, which sounds really good. And to create, because I know some of them gaming platforms, they go on like Call of Duty or something like that, or Medal of Honor, and some of them can get a bit wild. So having a family-friendly and supportive approach is really good, which is a really good sort of platform or framework you're setting around.
Yes, well, I mean, gaming is all about enjoying it, right? Like, that's sort of how gaming all came along. It was a hobby, and then it turned into enjoyment, entertainment, and it's rather, I think it's rather sort of pointless to have to not regulate it, because gaming, the gaming industry, the community, the esports community is actually very unregulated in terms of hate, toxicity, segregation in the community. So, I mean, you don't have that in real life. Why is it going unchecked and unregulated in the online world?
I think that's a really good point, having that regulation component in there, because I know that it's a problem with growing platforms of children going on the platforms, teenagers and things like that, where you know there is the potential for abuse. So I really, it's good that you've got that inner part of your your plan, your vision. And so I understand that your ICO is underway since the 2nd of June, and you've already sold 70 million of your tokens. So how can people get involved? How can, if I've got NEO in my Neon wallet, and I want to go and get involved in your ICO with my NEP5 token, how can I go about doing that?
Right, so people can visit Asuracoin.io and they can first whitelist to our ICO. And then with whitelisting, we have 2 stages of whitelisting approvals. between 12 hours. Every 12 hours, we approve a batch. And then we are collaborating with O3, the O3 mobile wallet, and also the affiliate Discord wallet. And people can also use the NEO wallet and input our hash directly into the NEO wallet. With the affiliate and the O3, it's more automatic. They just register, they make their account, and they can directly participate once they're whitelisted. So we're trying to create, I mean, the biggest sort of concern with a lot of ICOs is a lot of scammers. So people are very concerned about that. I mean, there was the unfortunate hacking with the Keys ICO. So we want to leave it to our collaborators of O3 and Affiliate, where they have just pretty much made it very risk-free.
Yeah.
We don't want to provide a wallet address in case that gets disrupted. So we're just doing everything as safe as possible for the community. I mean, we just want people to be in a very safe environment. That's pretty much it. I mean, the best way would be through Affiliate 03.
Well, I remember that. I remember them hiccups that the Key had. It's good you're learning from them, because I remember that ICO and the Telegram groups just went wild after it happened. And yeah, and I guess learning from that. And I've seen the Affiliate and the wallet, the online platform, the usability and the functionality of that is awesome. I love it. It's really good, and I think you've got a really good choice there. Just with also with other NEO tokens as well, you can sort of it's a really good wallet. It's amazing. So yeah. So you got any upcoming conferences coming up? You're looking at going outside of New Zealand or Australia, coming over to Australia at all, or you're looking at maybe going overseas going back to China and doing some promoting work there?
I mean, we think the best way to sort of grow the community, grow the brand, grow the company, grow the value is to put the focus into the development, focus into user acquisition, focus into user retention.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be keeping ourselves quite busy until we sort of get things ready. As for conferences and stuff, we'll be looking at them. We'll be keeping an eye out, and if there's anyone that are suitable, we will definitely go to them. But if they're just sort of talking blockchain and everything, then I think it's probably best for us to spend our time and also our resources at focusing on growing the value. I mean, conferences for exposure is great. However, at the end of the day, the value of your brand, the value of your company, the value of Asura will comes from its users. And that's where we want to put our focus, and we want to put our focus into growing it, not just exposure all the time, but rather just actually growing it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. More so like than the blockchain conferences, but say for instance like a gaming conferences or gaming contests, things like that. But I guess
definitely
in the future, and hopefully DEF CON, next year we can try and get them over here, try and get them in Australia. They won't come over because US, but we can just imagine years to come, could you see yourselves at DEF CON next year?
Well, I mean, NEO DEF CON went to Melbourne this year, didn't it?
Oh no, the one over in San Francisco? I think that was just a tour, wasn't it?
No, one of the NEO DEF CON, they had a NEO DEF CON in Australia this year. So, yeah, they did. It was before the Europe tour.
Oh, what, like a sort of a mini? Yeah, look, yeah, that was like a mini one. Look, I meant the big one that they had. I know they went down a tour. I mean, like, in America where they had, what they had the big one in San Fran, and they had.
Are you talking like big, like the block size?
Yeah. Even the little ones are good. I mean, they come over. I do remember the one, and I think they went to Melbourne, Sydney.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty good. I mean, yeah, still good to attend them in the future. But okay, mate. Well, thank you so much for coming over, Peter, and having a chat with me and talking about your wonderful ICO, Asura.
Cheers.
Mate, is there anything else you'd like to say at all?
Yeah, so we got some exciting news that'll be coming up on the next week. We got some exciting news that'll be revealed next week from the 10th onwards. So this coming week will be a very exciting week for us, and we have some exciting announcements that we'll be making. I guess this will be similar, quite frowned upon. I mean, you make an announcement, often an announcement. So I guess we'll call it what will be a revelation.
A revealing on the 10th of
yes.
June, hey? Well, look out, guys. It's something to look forward to. So if you want to see what that is, or if you're looking at getting involved in the ICO and you want to know more about them, check out the links below, guys. I'll put them down in the description. So jump on that Telegram group. Thank you so much for your time, Peter. It's been really good speaking to you, mate. And I'll see you later.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hey, catch you later, mate. Bye.
Bye-bye.